we are back with, I guess, our second to last episode of collecting hats. We're doing a full season this time, so we're going to do all of summer, and we'll knock out quite a few of the hats, but not some of the more challenging ones. So we will just jump right into it. And the first thing about this month, I should say, is I don't really play it to its fullest. There's going to be a lot of sleeping after some of the initial prep that goes into it. And a lot of it will be not really super hat related. For example, like today is going to be all starfruit planting. It takes pretty much the entire day to clear the entire field and then replant the entire field with deluxe speed grow and with the actual starfruit seeds. And on average, it'll probably cost me somewhere around, I guess, $800,000 to plant this crop, because it's a little over 2,000 seeds. So I'll have to do a couple like money-making things in the summer as well. But otherwise, like, all I'll really be doing is, well, and the stuff you don't see will be me replanting, harvesting, making wine pretty much like once a week-ish, and then making additional ancient fruit seeds. And then anything like hat related I'll show a little bit more clearly, but I'll kind of be glossing over the rest. The other things I'll be doing are a few more of these key quests, just because we still need a couple more like sprinkler upgrades, and I think that's mostly it. Mushroom tree seeds, we actually did quite a few of those. And then I think that's it for now. And we also still have to hit the volcano quite a few times. We're still sort of looking for the tiger slime hat, but we're mostly just looking for a lava eel today. And then after that, we're mostly going to be looking for the deluxe pirate hat. And maybe that's it. Because what we've decided to do is go with a slime hutch for the tiger hat. And it's just because it's a lot more easy to manage. You can essentially just get a couple tiger slime eggs and breed a full hutch full of slimes, and then just kill them and reset until you get the hat. And so that's what we're going to do. So the next few times you see me in the volcano will be for the slime eggs and that deluxe, not cowboy hat. I think I said cowboy hat, but I meant pirate hat. I'm recording this late on accident. Wait, I'll get back to that in a second. I'm planting the mushrooms. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this, the mushroom trees, so that I can grind out the mushroom hat, which is a rare drop from the trees. Also, my cat loves me today, which is a big deal. I'm recording this later than I thought, because I got like sucked into defending a gym in Pokemon Go for some reason, which I haven't done in years. But that like basically ate up an hour of my time. I don't know, if anybody plays that, feel free to mention your name or your friend code and I'll add you, I guess, because I play pretty frequently. And yeah, here's a little taste of like some of the stuff I do that I normally cut out, because it's not the most varying thing. Like it's just literally that over and over again for hours, so you may not find it as enthralling as some of the rest of the stuff. But I need somewhere around 2,000 ancient fruit seeds, so I pretty much have to harvest and then throw them in the seed maker pretty often. I think these are the last 4 pressure nozzles I needed. Oh, and I also had to plant corn. That's what I'm doing right now. This is going to be the corn I need to make a fish taco, which is one of the few remaining tailoring hats I need. I need a couple different ones. I need the lava eel one. I need the fish taco one. That might actually be it. Oh, and there's my last quest for the achievement there. So if we haven't already, the only other achievement we really need is to ship 15 of every crop. And then we'll be done with all achievements and we'll be able to finish out all of the hat mouse stuff. This is the hardest thing I find on my farm, is like where to put these stupid obelisks. They're so massive, but you want them like kind of nearby, but because of like the viewing angle, I don't want them to block like the top part of my farm. It's a real pain. And they kind of block where you can put them in that little northeastern corner. So hopefully that's something that changes in 1.6, where they kind of unlock what you can do. What else am I doing? I'm just chilling. This summer is like it's a pretty chill, like, but productive part, I guess. And I'll knock out, like I said, most of the hats. And then fall and winter will be next episode. And that'll go by even quicker. And those are the last hops I needed right there, actually, for polyculture. So we are now done with all of our achievements. And so we can go to the hat mouse tomorrow and pick up the elegant hat, what is it? And the other two hats, which you'll see me do. I don't remember what they are. Cowpoke hat and chicken mask, maybe? And then, yeah. I'm also trying to get a pearl today, which, I need that, again, for tailoring. And after this, I think the last tailoring thing I need is a blobfish, which I'm just going to wait until winter for that. And so tailoring is largely done with until we have that fish taco. So I mean, already we're off to a pretty strong start with getting rid of some of the more like daunting hats. We still have like the fiber hat, of course, or the living hat. I always call it the fiber hat. And the living hat could be a big grind, but it could not be. It just depends on RNG. We still have the mushroom hat, which is RNG. And I think we need a couple hundred Omni Geodes for the magic turban. Maybe I'm forgetting. Oh, the tiger slime hat. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I actually don't know. We'll figure that out. But here's the slime hutch. Terrible looking building. I didn't really know where to put it, but it doesn't fit anywhere I wanted it to. So I just kind of slammed it down in just the bottom here and like destroyed my paths in the process, because eventually I want to move it up next to my farm so that I can really quickly reset after I kill the slimes over and over again. But for now, it's just going to be an empty building until I can get the slime eggs. And once I have the slime eggs, I still have to wait quite some time for there to be enough slimes. And that in itself will be kind of a process. But, I mean, that process will be me sleeping. In fact, like, fall and winter will probably take as much time as all of summer, just because I probably won't do a lot of crop harvesting and planting in fall, and I won't do any in winter, so maybe some fiber here and there. But, yeah, I don't know. This is like another caverns dive I did, just mostly to get Omni Geodes. I need 333 of them, so I'm just knocking those out. And I really need to start thinking about money more. So as soon as I get enough Omni Geodes, I am going to switch my professions back so I can sell Iridium again. And then we'll do like a relatively serious Skull Caverns dive, just to keep the money flowing. And then I'm also relocating all of these kegs to the desert. Because this layout, like, as much as it's efficient for the space, it's really clunky to do, to like run and fill them all up. Same with back here, I never even used these. The desert will be a lot faster to harvest and fill. So that's kind of the situation there. There's kind of a lot crammed into this episode. I realized, like, I probably could have broken it up, but I didn't. So that's just kind of where we're at. And I finally deforested the last remaining bits of my old kind of ugly forest. Most of the wood I use from here on out is just going to be purchased. I don't really need to be dealing with like trees and stuff. I have plenty of money. I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Oh, also, real quick, since this is going to be done this week, next week I'm going to do just a couple of little decorating things around the farm. And then after that, I don't know what my next challenge is going to be. So I'm going to put out a poll probably today with a couple of the user submitted, or not user, I keep saying users, viewer submitted ideas. And we'll knock out one of those for the next challenge. I'm going to stick to something shorter. Oh, here's the deluxe pirate hat, by the way. I'm going to stick to a shorter kind of challenge just so I can record it before I go on my trip. Or I'll just like, maybe I'll do like one a week for a little bit while I'm on my trip. Yeah, so that's coming up relatively soon here. I went and got a couple more Omni Geodes this next day, or this day. And also these bones. I don't know why. I decided like I'm gonna start keeping everything. And so like if something that's not a very common drop happens to drop, I'm just gonna keep it. I will eventually redo all my chests so they're a little bit easier to manage. Oh, there's my 2 tiger slime eggs. And that's actually really lucky because they're not a guaranteed drop by any means, and it's not guaranteed they'll drop 2 of them, I don't think. It might be guaranteed with the burglary, but that's the 2 we need. So we're going to build an additional slime incubator, get them both incubated inside the slime hutch, and that will be the beginning of our, like, breeding, I guess. Assuming they're male and female. If not, I guess we have to get another egg, but that's where we're at. So that's in action. Everything that like needs to be grinded out or ground out really aggressively is like up and running. Slime hutch is processing, fiber is spreading on Ginger Island. The mushroom trees are growing and they will spread. Oh, we also got our sturgeon roe. I don't know if anybody caught that. I forgot to mention it, but I need caviar still too for the tailoring. And I caught a sturgeon on like the first or second day of summer and threw it in my fish pond, so that's where that came from. And this is the last hat from that little bird. And I guess, oh, we just need money, so we're selling some of these excess crops. And the rest of summer, I think, is pretty chill. It's a little more of the Omni grinding. But is that it? What else am I up to? Like, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm just sort of grinding out more Omnis. I elected to just kind of reset the first couple of floors over and over again, looking for ghosts and nodes that happen to drop Omni Geodes, instead of actually doing a full caverns dive. Because I don't have, the mining perk that gives me extra ore. I don't really want to go too deep and not get a lot of iridium ore out of it. So I'm just resetting this. I just spent the whole day doing that. And then we got another harvest day. And they're long. Those are long days. Because it takes forever to do. I really wish, like, I know there's a mod for it, but I wish there was like an official tractor. Because I don't see why there wouldn't be. You know, we live in a world of dwarven magic and like shadow people. We have batteries and we have fuel, so like we have coal, you know. I could power a little tractor. I don't see why not. I don't know. Then we got wine. As you can see, they go a little bit smoother. I'll keep adding to my kegs, but right now I'm pretty happy with the amount that I have. They're kind of spread apart a little bit, but it ends up being like, I don't know, close to 900 bottles of wine total. Right now they're kind of weird varieties of wine. Some of them are rhubarb. Oh god, that didn't. Some of them are rhubarb, some of them are strawberry, some of them are starfruit. But the next batch will be all starfruit. And I believe this is our final day of Omni Geodes. And I'm actually doing the exact opposite of what I said not just 2 minutes ago, where I'm doing a super deep dive with the wrong perks for pretty much no reason, and we'll try to get as many omnis as I can. And so here's me just going down the stairs. If you're gonna do the stair thing, where you just stare a bunch, don't use a controller, because this is how it works when you use a controller. It's way more time consuming, and if you do it on a keyboard, you can just set it down and go down like almost instantly. With a controller, you have to kind of like press in a direction to drop it down. It's not very efficient. But yeah, as you can see, I have way more than 333 Omni Geodes, a very small amount of Iridium considering the depth and how many staircases we used. But we have pretty much everything we need for our last hat, and that means we can change our profession back and go back to being actually efficient in money making. So that should allow us to get enough money for our last starfruit crop. And I think that was actually the last like really big grind that I have to like actively work towards. I know I went over this last time, but yeah. Oh, I also had to make mayonnaise, which I forgot about. So I went and I grabbed an egg and I mixed some mayonnaise real quick. And while I make the mayonnaise, I just kind of took care of random little house chores for that fish taco. And I think as of now, that was the last thing I had to tailor, except for the blobfish. The blobfish, I don't know, I don't think that'll be a problem. It should be easy once winter rolls around. Here's me switching back my mining. But yeah, the blobfish should be pretty quick once the night market rolls around in wintertime. We have to go to the night market anyway because we need the cone hat. And so I guess technically, like, if everything else goes well, it'll be anticlimactic, but the cone hat might be my like final hat instead of like a living hat or a tiger hat or something. But it just kind of depends on how friendly RNG is to me, I suppose. Because yeah, I'm a little like, I think the fiber or the living hat will be quick, but it could be, you know, anywhere from an hour to 4 hours to 10 hours, who knows. It just might not be in my favor. Because I'll just be like blowing up the island over and over again, hoping it drops, and hoping that I notice that it drops. That's another really big worry I have, is like I won't notice it drops, it'll be there and I'll reset. And then when I'm like editing footage later on, that's when I'll see it. So I'm hoping that's not the case. That's like worst case scenario, I guess. But yeah, our dresser is getting incredibly full at this point. But I guess there's no like, it doesn't ever fill up. I think the dresser is infinite, as far as I know. I know the next thing we do will not be collecting all the clothing, because that will take a really long time. But maybe like rings wouldn't be too bad. A fishing challenge wouldn't be so bad. I think I could knock out every fish at the highest quality pretty quick. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I could. If I do it the right way, I think I could knock it out pretty fast. That's definitely going to be one of the contenders for the next challenge. And obviously that won't include the legendary fish, just because I won't have access to those. Because I've already caught all of them, so. Oh, there's the caviar. Okay, so now we're done with that. And yeah, we're only halfway done with summertime. So, I don't know, we're just chilling. I actually don't even know what I'm going to do the rest of the time. I edited this together a while ago, and I just didn't record the voice until just now, so I'm a little bit lost as far as what I'm even up to. I'm basically watching a stranger play the game and guessing what they're doing. I've also been like a little busier than usual trying to get ready for this trip. We went and got a bunch more rain gear, like rain coveralls and stuff like that, just in case we get rained out on a hike. That way, like, even if it's rainy, we won't be totally soaked, because it does not sound very good. And then I've heard, like, I don't know, I've heard there's like some pretty gnarly bugs in the Highlands. They're called like midges, which I don't think we have midges in the United States. But I'm just going to wait till I'm there to get the spray, because I've never seen midge spray, or like the bug spray for midges. So I don't know, I've never even heard of them. They sound pretty terrible. Yeah, so anyway, so right now I'm farming this fiber, and that's because at some point Emily will like offer to make me something or whatever, and she'll request 100 fiber. And so I need to give her this fiber. Theoretically, this is one way you can harvest or farm for the living hat, but that's not actually what I was doing. And then I moved my, I had to like, it looks weird because like suddenly my slime hutch was in a weird spot. And it's because I had to go run and grab my horse and move my horse out of the way so I could slide my slime hutch down one more step. But that's why it's where it's at now. And then, yeah, the next day I did a really, really good Skull Caverns run. I didn't really include it much because that's not the focus of this anymore. But I did like a pretty serious run with a lot of staircases, a lot of pause canceling, or pause buffering, whatever, and a lot of slingshot use. So we ended up with a pretty fair bit of iridium. I think somewhere near 700 towards the end of this. But again, this is just to get us enough money to get all of the starfruit seeds that we need. I'm actually like, I'm not a huge fan of the Skull Caverns. I think it's fun, but like, with the way I play, I do it so much that I'm like no longer all that excited by like the rare drops or like falling down a huge shaft or something. So it kind of just feels like every run is pretty good, but not like that amazing, you know? Like I'm never very surprised when I go down there. So I kind of try to minimize the amount of time I spend in that area. I think I prefer something more monotonous, like doing this. No, that's maybe not true. I don't know. I just don't do Skull Caverns very much. I wouldn't be opposed. Like that was another challenge, is like how deep I can get in the Skull Caverns with like a week of preparation. And I imagine I could probably get down to like floor 700 or something like that. But I don't know if I could do much better than that. Oh yeah, here's the thing I was talking about. Oh, I need 200. Well, hopefully I knew that. I think I already have the 200 fiber, but that's what she requests. And that's to make like the magic outfit, like all the colors change and stuff, and I just need the turban, so that's well, we'll give that to her for, I don't know when or how long it takes her to do it. I think it's like a week. But in the meantime, we'll just harvest more starfruit and I don't know, just kind of sleep a lot. This I want to say I sleep for like these next like 6 or 7 days, but I could be mistaken. That may not be until fall that I really start napping super hard. I just like feel like I shouldn't do it. I feel like I shouldn't sleep, even though like there's no reason not to, you know. And I always do that. I always accidentally hit her with a hammer when I try to talk to her. It's a very bizarre thing. And so while I'm doing like the sleeping, I don't technically just wake up and go right back to bed. I always go and check on my slimes every day. I check on the jade every day. And I still do errands like this where I grab a rock candy and yawn. Oh, sorry. That was a big yawn. And anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. I just yawned and then I started thinking about the 2 stray cats that I have. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with this. I was just rambling, I suppose. The other thing is, like, when I do these days where I mostly just sleep and like check to see if there's more slimes, I always feel like I shouldn't waste my food. And so I end up like walking super slow for those days. And man, that is a bummer. Because once you move fast and you have a horse and stuff, that's all you ever want to do. Like, it's so hard to go back to moving at this speed. But our slimes are looking good. We have quite a few in there now. I'll probably build some kind of like better funneling system so it's easier to go in there, kill them in like a couple hits, and then bounce. Because otherwise, like, they do a lot of damage to you really, really fast. And so I don't want to accidentally die. My voice cracked a lot just then. But yeah, we've been sleeping and whining, chilling. We're already on the 24th day. And I don't believe Emily has given us our gift yet. It should be today, I think, if it was truly a week later. But again, I don't know if that's the case. I can't remember, like, a lot of the spouse events. I don't really remember because I don't do them very often. Oh gosh, I'm like falling asleep as I'm talking. I don't do them very often, so I don't remember like what the trigger points are, what the waiting period is, you know. And today we're planting wheat, which is like the standard carryover crop for summer to fall, so we don't have to refertilize. And there's all our magic stuff. I'm just gonna throw it all directly into the dresser. I will never wear it. I think it's crazy looking. And I don't know. Ooh, I'll probably divorce Emily, to be honest. I don't really like Emily that much, but I guess I have a kid. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Do we have a kid yet? We're gonna have a kid. Spoiler alert. And then I'll probably divorce Emily. We'll see. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'll remarry anybody until I have like a different goal, I guess. What else are we doing this week? I don't think we're going to do slime stuff. We have a lot of them. We're getting really, really close. But I don't think we have any more hats to get. I think it's just kind of like tightening things up around the farm and just spending time until we go to fall. And what do we need in fall? We only really need a hat from the festival in fall. We need the fedora, I think. And other than that, we're doing okay right now. I still grab all these fruit every single day just in case I need a lot of fruit at some point. But as you can see, we are done with all hat mouse hats. Our chicken mask and cowpoke hat were the last two we needed from there. And the elegant hat, I thought. Maybe that was from somewhere else. Either way, we're done with all those hats. No more visits to the hat mouse. And then on the next category, which is like the tailoring category, we finished everything except for the blobfish. So again, we're doing pretty good there. I did the pearl today. I forgot to put a star next to it. But we're pretty much done tailoring until we're doing clothing. Which I don't even know if that'll ever happen at this rate. And then for the other category of just miscellaneous hats, we need the fedora, the living hat, the garbage hat, which I am going to use / abuse dynamic seating for, mushroom hat, cone hat, tiger hat. So 3 of those will be the RNG hats. The other ones will be very quick, very easy to do. It's just a matter of like waiting for the day when it works. And that's it. We are at, what, 86 hats, I think? Let me find out real quick. Yeah, so we're at 86 hats, which puts us at around 92% completion for all the hats in the game, and then we'll be totally done. Next time, I guess on Thursday, we should be wrapped up with everything. And I'll put that poll out, assuming I remember, so I will see you later.